classic play. I have done this play too many times in manhunts. I completely understand why though. It is a play that is simple to do, but it can be devastating. This play probably has the most kills of any play in a manhunt, not just because I did it over and over again, but because it is very powerful. It does around 50% damage, and can kill very easily, especially if it's on the Great Cave Offensive. I am giving it an A. This is a good escape method for the moment. If you're lucky, the hunters won't immediately chase you down and trap you in, and you can get some slight leverage. This maneuver seems more impressive than it actually is if you don't think about it too much. It's probably a C, because for it to be really effective, you have to have some luck involved. This is a play I did out of panic. I was terrified at this current moment of death. I nearly died like 3 times during this battle. As you saw, I tried doing the stomping thing like 7 times. But I eventually got it. I will give it a I don't know, I think I would give it a B. The many attempts of me trying to stomp them down don't outweigh the attempt that went well, because all of them died. I think this is another accidental trap, and I still don't entirely know how it got 2 hunters. But I think the way it works is that I baited the hunters, and then they got confused. They both missed their jumps, and they fell into the void. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I give myself the benefit of the doubt, and give this trap a B. One of my best plays ever in a manhunt in my opinion, mainly because this was never planned as a possible escape method. I just had the bullet bill at the right time, and I used it at the right time while the stage morph was dragging me down to the void. Saved me a stock and may have helped me win the manhunt, as you may have seen later on in this manhunt. If I didn't do this play, and the events of this manhunt still happened the same way, I would have lost. Our first S tier, and it completely deserves it. This is a pretty good idea that I found out accidentally, but I didn't really use it that well here. I just kind of stood for a while. I could have used it to get items, escape, or possibly attack them. But I just stood there, and then I moved and the hunter confusion was over. It is currently a D. A good trap idea. If you're at a high enough damage, and you go near this thing, you are immediately launched into the kill area, and you are dead. There are many directions the warp star trap can be taken, and I think this is probably one of the best ways. It can be easy to avoid if placed wrong though, or your damage isn't high enough for the trap to work. I think I will give it an A. The idea is pretty good. An example of a trap that escalated farther than I expected. The general idea I had was that I put the black hole up here, and due to the height making the kill area pretty close, they could do some damage to each other. If they got to around 70% damage, they are pretty much dead if hit with an up move, which I was planning to do. So that was my intention. But I never knew that Gullwings had gotten a launch star. The launch star would ensure death if they continued to hit each other, so I decided to utilize that instead. They placed it down, and it killed half of the hunter's force. A good trap that evolved into a much better trap. I am giving it a B. I love this trap. This is one of my favorites. This trap is why this manhunt is one of my favorites. I have had this trap planned before I started my current manhunt series. And I am so glad it went so well. It did help that the hunters had high damage, but it is still a really good trap that you really can't escape if you're caught in. This is absolutely an A. The best confusion-based play in my opinion. It guarantees a good number of damage when the hunter tries to follow you down, and then they either get stuck up there trying to get you, or they take some damage. The possibilities with this one are quite good, and there are moments later on in Manhunts where this play really comes in handy. I am going to put it in, I think A for right now. This is one of my best maneuvers. I think it is really useful when escaping, because they don't follow me under most of the time. In certain cases, they will try and follow me over, and they usually fall in the lava and die. There are a lot of places to escape from because of the launchers underneath, and it's a pretty good way to escape from the hunters. I am giving this a high B. This trap probably wouldn't be as good as it is if it wasn't for the way I set it up. It's a similar setup to the spike ball platform trap, with me baiting the hunters to come near me. They are too focused on trying to find and kill me, that they don't notice that there's a superstar there. It's hidden to them. The trap is good as well, launching them repeatedly into the lava. It's not an easy one to escape, but it is possible. I would give it an A. Here we go. The Manhunt with the best hunter traps. This one especially made me so mad. But it is a good idea. I don't know how because they are AI, but the hunters just took advantage of my ruthlessness here. I ignored the drill, thinking it wouldn't explode me because of the platform, and I went to kill Gullwings. I was punished for it. Big Brain Gullwings, second best hunter in the series, sacrificed his own stock just to kill me. I am giving it a B. This is one of my worst traps. It's not because of the idea, because the idea is op. If pulled off right, it is a very easy kill that can even kill someone that just spawned in at 0% damage. Well, after the invulnerability wore off. But the execution was awful. My plan was just to bait them in, and knock them into the kill zone. The chances of that working are low, especially if you have an entire hunter's force coming after you. I got lucky during the fight that only Gullwings came. I was ready to kill him, and then I did something stupid, and Gullwings killed me. If you get trapped in a trap you planned, that's bad enough. But if no one else but you dies, then that's just pathetic. Straight up F. The failed bumper trap is miles better than this trash, because at least the trap worked. Big respect to Gullwings. I don't think the trap would have worked out if he hadn't used a multi-hit move to essentially trap me. This is another example of my ruthlessness being exploited. I was trying to fight Gullwings because I saw him as an easy kill, and then the warp star spawned. I tried to go for it, then I got trapped, and Malchinia used the warp star to kill me. So, Gullwings trapped me on the edge of a platform, near the kill area, and then Malchinia used the warp star and killed me. That is such a good play. I am giving that an AGG Hunters. It could work, I guess. But the chances that they fall into the lava are low. They will just latch onto the edge of a platform, and that's it. Probably a C. I do this play a decent amount in manhunts now. It can be useful as a blocker, and a small source of damage. In rare cases, it can actually be used as a bomb. I think as a play, it is decent. It can be useful, but only for a second. I am giving it a C. I mentioned it because it was semi-different than the one from 4 Hunters. I think it is worse though. This trap can definitely fail if the person isn't on a high damage percentage. They can just go through it once, and then go and try to kill you. It can be effective, but it is more effective to the person that set up the trap. The way I set it up makes it so if I try to escape from where the warp star was located, I am stuck in the trap with no way out, beyond the hunters cornering me and possibly boosting me out. Speaking of which, the hunters cornering you is a big issue here. If they swarm you from both sides, and the trap fails, then it's hard to escape from the other side. Basically, this trap causes more damage to the person who set up the trap than the hunters themselves. And I know all of this, because it happened to me in the same manhunt I did the trap. I am giving it a C. This is a good trap idea. The bomb boosts you into the lava, and that gives the hunters at least 50% damage from the accumulated damage of the smart bomb and the lava. And there's the chance that they continue jumping into the lava, because they are stupid sometimes. I am going to give this a B. My god, hunters. You had a pretty good trap, and you ruined it. It would have been infinitely more impressive if I escaped this, because I was near lava, and they had easy access to attack me from there. But then, these idiots threw a launch star upwards. How launch stars work is if you place it on the ground, it launches you upwards. So if you throw it upwards, it throws you downwards. It's not even like it was very far away from the black hole, it was right next to it. Hunters, I am disappointed. This is a C. This was a good idea. The bomber did 10% damage each time I threw it, and it also had the chance to blow up near them. I do think there is a better method of doing this, so I'll give this a B. I was so disappointed when this trap went wrong. Because I had done it right in a failed attempt. While yes, I did kill all of them, I died too. The trap kind of fails if I am the victim of it. I don't feel like I can give this any higher than a C. Screw it. I am giving it a D. It's top of D, but still. It's a good rash play that only would have worked on Gull Wings or Inception. Probably a B. is a good play. It's a good way to confuse the hunters. In a situation where the hunters are absolutely rabid, then it is very useful. They will get confused, and they may jump into the lava nearby. This method can also be used to escape, since you can convince the hunters that you are somewhere you're not. I will give this a B. This is a good idea. I had done something like this before in a twist video, specifically the one where everyone was invisible. One of the hunters had a bullet bill, and so I got a B-bomb, and I threw it at the hunter when they tried to use the bullet bill. They used the bullet bill after I threw the B-bomb, and they basically got stuck in it until the bomb dispersed. This is similar, except that the user and the people nearby got damaged. I am going to give it a B. This worked surprisingly well. It helped that they were at high damage, but I think it would have worked as well any other way. The way it works is it acted as a deterrent, but then the hunters tried to get me, and they either got shot by it, or just jumped into the lava. I think as a deterrent, it is pretty good. But the effects it can have on the hunters are why I am giving it an A. The improvement to the void trap. This trap is well executed. I actually planned this one, and I lined it up well. It worked perfectly, even if it only got eco-virtual. It's a good, well executed improvement to the last one. I am giving it an A. I see the idea, but it was not well executed the 2 times it happened. If it had been better executed, it would have gotten the hunters a lot of damage. But I just got damaged, and no one else did either. I should have just used a gun to shoot the box, not waste 2 stocks trying this. Probably a D. I think this is a really good idea. While the previous blower into lava one didn't ensure a kill at all, this one definitely does. Or at least some good damage. Anyone inside of this is going to get messed up. The way the hunters will move here is they will go through the semi-solid platform, and then they are in the trap. They may try to get you, but then they go through the platform again and they are in the trap again. It helps that it's at the top of the stage, because the kill area here is quite low, making death a higher probability here. If not, it will give them a good amount of damage. I did this play twice in the Manhunt, and for the first time, I am rating both of them. The first time was a desperate panic move, and it was probably a C. The second, more well-executed one is a B. I wanted to give a reason why I am doing both, but I think it's funnier if I just don't give one and you have to deal with it. this is probably one of my best traps ever in a manhunt. It killed all 5 hunters. I do not think anything on this list can top this. I just wish I did a better job editing it. The editing in this part is so bad, as I cut after I had died. I wish I could fix it, but I usually delete the unedited footage to save space in my iPad, so I guess I will tell you what happens here. I tried to cut out my reaction after the trap. I paused and then I calmed down after my excitement that the trap worked so well. I left for a few minutes, and then I continued the game. I then waited to bait the hunters down to the bottom of the stage, so when I spawned again, they wouldn't bombard me, and then I jumped into the lava. I don't know how I never noticed I cut all of that out, but whatever. I can't fix it now. Anyways, it's top of S. This trap is devious. It's very unpredictable, and it literally plummets you down to the kill area. If you have a bad recovery move, it is impossible to escape this alive. I have tested this trap out with some of the hunters after I did the trap, and Inception, Gullwings, Malchinia, and Beta all died when I did it to them. Plus, the way I did it here was to go near a platform that was around the middle, so they couldn't recover anywhere else than the platform they just fell from. And the moves that the 4 have that act as recovery moves, they don't really work here, as they try to aim for the part they just fell from, which isn't the edge of the platform where they could actually get leverage and possibly escape. The platform where I placed it is semi-solid, except for the edges, so they just go through the entire platform with no chance of recovery, continuing to fall down. They just plummet to their deaths, and there's a free kill. So much planning went into getting that trap right, even though I only used it on Inception in the initial manhunt. I am giving it an A. This play is complicated, so that is probably why it is higher than it may seem. But this trap is very overpowered though. I think this is a good way to do something like the pitfall trap when you don't have the item. If they have enough health, which is around 50 to 60%, you can just knock them upwards, and with the force from the hit and the knockback obtained from the amount of damage, you are propelled downwards with no chance of survival. Okay, maybe a little chance, if your recovery move is good. Like I said, with the amount of damage the hunters need to get to for it to be effective, it can be pretty powerful. I think this trap is actually better than the pitfall trap, even though it needs more requirements like a certain amount of damage. I said it was better than the pitfall trap, so it has to be an A. This method is very overpowered. Let me explain why this is significant. So basically, the way team mode works on Smash Bros is if a team loses all of their stocks, then the person on the team with the most stocks donates one of theirs to the person. If you continuously kill a person, get them to lose all of their stocks, and continuously kill them from there, you can get all of the team members to 1 stock if you do it enough. I repeat, you can get everyone on the team to 1 stock without killing them. That is what I did to Inception and Beta. I used their lives to take out the rest of the hunters' lives. And this is how I won the manhunt, even when it seemed I was screwed. Absolute A. I have attempted this trap again several times, but this time I had an item. So it actually was effective. This did some damage. I think it is a B. This is the final tier list. Looking at this, it probably makes no sense. But just ignore the pictures and stuff. Only listen to my ratings for these.